Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is CavemanAston, and today we'll be doing a video using some of this extruded aluminium stuff, T-track stuff. It's quite often used for 3D printers and CNC machines, and it's just a bit of aluminium and it's extruded in that sort of a shape, and I've got some special T-slot nuts that slot inside that, standard screw. You can assemble all sorts of frames, tables, whatever. I've got this length, which is a metre, and just above me up here I've got a 3 metre length, so that needs to be chopped down into a couple of bits. And the idea is I'm going to be installing it on the back of my lathe here. So I have 2 upright struts, one here, one down here, and then 2 cross sections up here. The lower one is going to have some holders to put all of my quick change tooling on. So I'm going to have to at some point later make up a couple of, or several sort of holders just to hold them in place. They're all going to sit on this. I'm going to have to try and come up with some way of mounting this at just the right angle, but the general principle, a couple of bits going up and a couple of quick easy shelves. So nice easy win, means that I can work more efficiently, and let's get stuck in. So step 1 of this project was to actually give the lathe a good clean down. I had let quite a lot of stuff build up in the bottom, which I know is bad practice, but I am lazy, to put it simply. So I've had a real good clean of that, and while it's all getting cleaned down, I've really got in all of the gaps here on the ways, give it a real good clean. I've re-oiled it, spread the oil over it all nicely, so hopefully that's all nicely maintained for a little while. Now I've got this, which is 800mm, so a little bit shy of a metre, and this is the original section I brought, and my plan was just to mount it on the back here at a slight angle. Now I can have my quick release mounts going across, but what I've decided is that I would actually prefer to have 2 rails going up the back, so one there and one here. Possibly a little bit higher, just slightly out of shot than this 80cm one is. I can then have this one here mounted to it at a slight angle, which I'll have to work out later. And then I'm going to have another one higher up, and then potentially even a third one. And I want one right at the top, because as you can just about see, there's a light that I've got up here, and it's currently just on the garage door runners, which means that I can't actually open the garage door properly because of that. And also it means I can't have it there if the garage door is open, which is nice in the summer to get a bit of airflow. So the plan is to be able to mount the light slightly lower, probably have it there permanently so I can use this one, which is a movable one, for other stuff, probably on the milling machine on the other side of the room. But yeah, so basically I just need to measure up the 3 metre length, which is a slightly different feel to it. It's shinier and it feels slightly lighter. Hopefully it won't make any difference to how it actually gets put together. So yeah, so I just need to cut the 3 metre length into metre sections. This one being 80 is going to be the low one, and then what's going to happen is I'm going to have the metre ones going up the back, and then the second metre one can go across either lower, and it can actually overhang the E-stop because it won't get in the way because it's higher up, or it's going to go right at the top for light fittings and hanging stuff. So I'm going to cut those up now, and then I'm going to start fitting it all. I just have some drill holes in here to hold it in place, and it's actually going to rest on the bench that does extend behind this back plate. So all the weight will be on the bench, and it will just be pulled into the back of the lathe, which is sturdy enough for sort of lightweight stuff. So for those of you less familiar with some of this, whatever it is, extruded aluminium, I've got a little box of goodies, a whole series of right angle brackets that are going to be used to assemble the majority of the rack. Hopefully I'm going to be able to either use that or modify it to get the slight angled version I'm going to put my quick release tool holders on. But it also comes with these. Bear with me. It's got that sort of a shape in it. Still not focusing. Basically there's a slight shoulder put on it, and that slides in the front edge of the bar here. So that goes in like so. And sits like that, and then you put the bolt into it and it holds it tight. So I've got those. I've got the bolts in here. Some Allen headed ones, and I've got washers to go on the front edges. So with all of that, hopefully I can start assembling. Okay, so I've got these two bars mounted up, that's all gone fine. I've just been test fitting these, which hopefully I'll put in the video, but it may not have come out as well as I'd hoped. Here, if I can get it to focus, is the right angle bracket, and on the bottom, or on the side, there's two little pins here, and they lock into the vertical beams running up and down here. Because I want the cross beam to sit at an angle, I've just filed these off, which will allow it to go into the beam and then twist a bit, but the other axis will actually lock in. Hopefully it'll make sense when it's up. Alright, so it's all done, apart from actually making the tool holders, which I'll do a separate video about, just to give a little bit more detail on how I go about it. Should be a pretty quick one though. And basically it's going to be some right angle bracket, the slots in here, and the quick change tool holders drop on top. So I'm sure I've shown this plenty of times already, but they'll just drop on like that, and they'll sit there nice and secure. So that's this bottom shelf. I have got a couple of tool holders that are a bit longer, so I'm going to have to at some point work out whether or not I need to space this out further or angle it more, in which case I'm going to have to do something down here to modify it, possibly make some new brackets. Other than that, I've now got the top bracket up here, which I just looked at the light and I'm blind, but the light now fits on top of that. I've got space for at least one, possibly two more shelves, but I don't know what I'm going to use them for yet. So if I ever decide I do need them, I've got the space. If I wanted to, I could potentially add bars in that come out across the top for video cameras facing down. Yeah, all sorts of options. So next video hopefully will be the brackets for this. So hope you've enjoyed it, hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.